Hello, welcome to Let It Be Budgets. My name is Karen, and on my channel I do all things budgeting related. In today's video I'm going to be doing my kind of like it's a kind of soft closeout as far as my budget is concerned. Also going to do my overview for the month of June, and I budget monthly, so the budget that I make out is what I follow. The variable aspects of this budget I do on a weekly basis, and I monitor them on my weekly budget check-in. So this is how I do it, and I went ahead and I filled out a couple of things ahead of time just to make it a little bit easier. So since I kind of just work off my calendar budget at first. So I figure paying bills twice a month. I am retired. I'm on a fixed income, and I get paid on the third Wednesday every month. So I know that, and that's the only payment I know I'm going to receive. My husband has his own business. It's a small business. He gets paid, we pray it's weekly, but it's really variable on what he's going to get paid. So it depends on how many parts he has to order. There's a lot of variables to what his business has. So I just kind of go with the flow on what his intake is. And I have pretty much the monies in the bank already to cover my fixed expenses if he doesn't have it. So for that week, and then we reimburse it. It kind of goes back and forth. So that's how I work with my budget. And so basically, I'll say on the 5th, this is just saying, I'm going to do my mortgage. My mortgage isn't due until the 17th, but I account for it out of the first part of the month. And I have city. I always have a little bit of a bill there. I have 2 things that are automatically withdrawn. Plus, I'm working with using my card and paying it off every month. So I keep it on here. I have my water bill is always due the very beginning of the month. And AM funds, that varies when it comes out, but a lot of times it's right in the beginning of the month. So I just put it on the beginning of the month. And then on the 17th, that's my kind of like my mid-pay period. I have the hospital. I have, well, sewer was paid. So I have my Honda. I have electric, gas, phone, Kinetic, which is my Wi-Fi, Washington National, and NGLIC. And so these are the payments that come out the last end of the month. Usually I pay the things I can pay around the third Wednesday of the month, and praying it's before the 20th. I like my electric, my gas, and my phone, and my Kinetic, I pay, and my car payment I pay. So that's that. So in my notes, I kind of watch and see what I have coming out for my biannual and annual expenses. These are my sinking funds. I have these in the bank. They're in buckets. Each one of them I save money for every month, so I don't have a big bill. So in June, oh my, May's done, Karen. All right, we have our car insurance is due, so I'm going to write this here. And this is a biannual expense for us. Be good if I could spell, right? So I'm not exactly sure what it'll be. We guesstimate around 500. It varies. It goes up and down. We got it decreased, so I don't know what it's going to be this 6 months. So we'll see. But I've saved a little over. I save $1,000 a year for that. So, and I'll adjust it on my savings as I need to when the bill comes up. So that's, I'm going to mark this here. And this bill gets directly emailed to my husband. So, because he arranged for the car insurance. So, he'll tell me how much and when. And I'll just get the money out for him and he can send it over to them. So that's the only thing I have coming out in June. I'm pretty sure. No. Yep. Okay, so that's good. So this is how I keep track. This is like a year check off. My monthly fixed expenses. I mark anything on there that needs to be changed. And these are my biannual and annual fees that I have to pay. So that's where I come up with that information. All right. So this is it for my calendar right now. I do mark the pays in pink just to highlight that it's there. If you see green on my calendar, that's a spend day. That means I spent money I hadn't accounted for. And personally, over the year and a half I've been doing my envelope. I've been doing my envelopes a little bit longer, but it got wiped out. My dog had cancer. I spent every cent I had for him and then had to restart over again. So from the restart over for my envelopes, I have tried to keep them very basic, but I include things I know I'm going to spend on, like my hobbies. Like we go out to eat, it doesn't matter. I have a envelope for me personally to spend on whatever I want. So if I want to get a pedicure done, I can get a pedicure done. I have anemia and it's really messed up my nails between that and hypothyroidism. So I can't, my nails are very brittle now, and I can't do manicures on them. So, and I can't put false nails on them because they rip. So, and split apart. So I don't mess with any of that. But I do get pedicures done, get my hair cut, anything like that. Or if I want to take my daughter out to eat, whatever. It doesn't matter. I try to get it out of there. So that's my calendar. So these are my fixed expenses. And for my month, my weeks are from Sunday to Saturday. So that's how you see them listed here. All right, so my budget, I make it easy on myself. My sinking funds category, I have my sinking funds. I have 4 main sinking funds that I fund on a regular basis. And that is my health, abundance, auto maintenance, and house maintenance. So, and I'm working to build these up, but it's very hard because I spend out of them all the time. But that's okay. At first it wasn't okay. Now it is. That's what it's here for. I'm saving to spend. And then I have my savings. And then Mrs. P, this is awesome, has this little thing that she made. I believe it's on her Ko-fi. You can, instead of writing them out all the time, because you get on your budget, I I have a sheet that I've written them out on. This is my variable. These are variable expenses I do not fund. For my monthly rollover, I do a randomizing game, and that's how I fund these. And I fund them on need, when I need to, not on a regular monthly basis. And then these are my sinking funds that I do on a monthly basis, and that includes my account 2. My account 2 is my biannual and my annual expenses. And I adjust those as I need to, and you'll see it in red. The same comes down here. This is my savings, and this is what I save for. So, and this is the amount I save for each month. And that can be changed and varied. So, to make it easy on myself, I have it on one sheet, and then all I'll do on my budget is write my sinking funds and my savings. And right now, I am budgeting $413 for the month for my sinking funds and $818 for my savings. That may change, but this is what I'm budgeting for. Also, you'll notice over here, I do not work on a zero balance or budget because of my husband's work. I can't do that. So I have rollover. Also, a good suggestion is I want to keep track of what my city bank is doing on my budget so that I just have I can go in a glance and check it out. But I didn't know how to account for it in my income because I saved the money comes out of my envelopes to reimburse, to pay for the what I use on the city card. So I have an envelope. So that's kind of like another rollover thing. What I have in my envelope this month will go on next month's budget here for my income. Because my city is paid around, I think it has to be paid by the 9th. So that's why I put that there. And this is the 3rd month of doing that. And I like it. It's effective, and it's showing me a better view of what my income is and my expenses that I can send out. So another thing I have one main debt right now. Not my house. I'm not worried about my house right now. So the only other debt I have is my car, my Honda. And since I have paid off my credit card and maintained it paid off, I don't have any balance, keeping my balance off of it. The money that I paid into my credit card to pay it off, and like my basic payment and my extra payment that I paid every month to pay it off, I have rolled that over into my Honda. So I make an extra car payment every month. So my Honda is budgeted for $397. And then when I do my actual, if I paid the extra debt, I just mark it over here what I paid. So that'll go over here. For my fixed expenses this month, I have my mortgage. My mortgage also includes my escrow, which is my property taxes and house insurance. So that is $824 because my payment did go up because of increase in my escrow. And then AM funds should be $50. Water. I budget $40, but like last month it was $36. So my sewer is, I paid sewer last month, so that's every other month bill, so I'm not putting that on here. My hospital, I may have them increase this. This is an automatic deduction, and right now I pay $35 a month. But the medication that I'm on is more expensive, and I think I'm having to pay more of a copay on it. I've had quite a few procedures and stuff this so far this year, so it's hard to judge what they're really doing. I don't know, but I think I might need to increase that a little bit so I don't get too far in the hole here because of the medication. And the medication is only going to last for 1 year. So I've had January, February, March, April, May, June. I'm on 5 months already. So I still have a ways to go, like 7 more months. So once I get the main bulk paid down, I'll find out more. And hopefully the beginning of next month, I'm going to be doing that. So I'll see. So I have my hospital, my electric, my gas, my phone, Kinetic. The same thing as I have on my calendar. Washington National. My NGLIC. And my city. I've been writing a budget amount down, but I don't know. I don't know if it's worth it. I'm just more worried. I'm just more interested in what I'm paying for. So my electric bill has been coming down. It was $124 last month, and I budgeted $150. I'm going to budget $140. I don't know. Depends, because I'm going to be starting to use the air conditioner. I've only needed to use it 1 day. And that was to get the humidity out. We've only had like a couple of warm days this month. So my gas is $100 a month, and that's on a anyway, it's a monthly payment of the same amount. And then they adjust it once a year as I need, according to what my usage is. My phone usually runs $120 a month, or $121. So I just put down $120. My internet, or my Wi-Fi, is $89 a month. Washington National is $82 a month. NGLIC is $99 a month. And my city, I'm just going to leave it blank and pay whatever I need to pay. And then whatever I have in my envelope here will come over. And how I find these numbers is really cool. On my expense tracker, the stuff in green is what I've spent in credit card, and I just kind of put CC over here, and I know $9 is coming out for Netflix, and my ink is $6 a month. I used my credit card and had $62 and then $46. So that money comes right out, and when it's marked in the red check mark or whatever, I document when I put it in the envelope. And then this envelope in the beginning of the month will just get deposited right into my account, and then I'll pay my credit card payment. So, but that's how I figure out what I owe on my credit card. This is working for me. I don't know any other way. I've never really, God, for 25 years, I never had a credit card. I didn't have a credit card until when we were going to Alaska, and I had to have a credit card. So at least that's what we were told, because it was a cruise and land tour, so we had to have a credit card. to make a lot of the payments. And so we got a credit card, and I went crazy because I hadn't had one. So I had to kind of relearn how to not use damn thing. And how to make sure I pay it off every month from what I use, so it doesn't add up. Okay, so my variable expenses is the last one. I'm sorry, so yappy today. Let's see what my bills will be before my city, because I'm not going to worry about that. So $824.50. I don't know if you can see this. You can't see my calculator very well. Plus 40, plus 35, plus 140. I do this because it's kind of good for me, because I'm not a big calculator person. 89, 82, and 99. So 1579. That's way different from last month. Well, okay, because I had like 300 in city, so okay. I'll redo that again just to make sure that I have it correct. And this should be 1231 for my budgeting for those areas. That may change depending on, I think I got to figure out how to come up with at least like close to $1,500 to put on this $1,700 hospital bill. So I may not have to interfere with that, but I might. I'll have to see what's going on. So my variable expenses are my groceries, my pets, gas, miscellaneous. Miscellaneous is anything for us. This is anything that's not food related, or like pet related. This is for like laundry detergent, if I need a new towel, or if I want to get a pair of shoes, whatever. My husband and I, this is a small household, it's just me and him. We have pretty much everything we need. Sometimes I need to replace things, and that's what you'll see here. Just because of my age. I don't have small children. My smallest children now are my great-grandchildren, and it's like their parents and their grandparents are really wanting to take care of those babies. So, and that's how I was when my children had children and had my grandchildren. So I'm not involved in that stuff anymore. A little bit, but not a lot. So we eat out. So I included this into my variable expenses. I do keep a buffer. We don't use it unless we might need to, but I just put $5 a month in it. And I've been doing that. So and plus at the end of the month, instead of rolling over what we have left from our eating out, I put it into the buffer. That way we always have a little bit of money in there. And then I have an envelope for me. I have an envelope for my hubby. And I have an envelope for Sadie, and that is our puppy. And she requires grooming and her heartworm and flea and tick medication. So that's what that expense covers. Okay, so this is my budget. So generally, let's see, I budget $700 a month for food, $80 a month for pet needs. I had to increase my gas to $180. We're seeing if this is effective. I don't know if we'll need to increase it or not. Miscellaneous is $220 per month. Eating out is $200 per month. The buffer is $5 per month. I get $80 a month. My husband gets $80 a month, and Sadie gets $40 a month. And I may need to increase that to $45. I have to see, because this little pup, she's gained 4 pounds. So I may need to adjust what her heartworm medication is. So, but she's gained 4 pounds since we got her. So that's awesome. And she was almost a year old when we got her. She was when they first found her, she was extremely emaciated. So, and she was dying of parvo, but she made it through. I don't know. She's a tough little cookie. Okay, so that's my budget with me. And the last thing, I do keep, I do include my expense tracker. I monitor everything I spend. So I like to do it. It really helps me keep aware of what I'm doing. It's not that I'm not going to spend. It's just that I am aware of what I'm spending. So these are my 2 for my check-ins. And that way I can adjust my budget as I need to. So the last thing I do is my cash planning, and I do use this. I prefer it personally. So this is my cash plan. And I'm not going to write this out in front of you guys, but I'm going to show you. This is my cash plan. This is not going to change this month. So I cash plan all my variable expenses and my savings. So that's everything here and here that I cash plan for, because this is what I keep. This is what I use for my envelopes. And basically, once I went, at first I was stuffing once every month for these expenses. And I didn't care for that. So then I went to stuffing my envelopes every 2 weeks. And it was like, okay, if I can do it every 2 weeks, I can break it down and do it every week. So I have been probably, I don't know exactly when I started. I may have started in January. I don't think so. It was January or February I decided to go weekly on my cash planning. So that's what I do. And I stuff weekly, unless my husband doesn't get paid, and then we got to hold out until he gets paid. But I don't roll my money over on a weekly basis. I don't clear my wallet out on a weekly basis. I do that on a monthly basis. So anyway, so these are my expenses. And that's what I cash plan by. And every time I stuff my envelopes, I check it off. That way I just keep track for myself. So, and I do like working with specific dollar amounts. Like I like to have $100 bill. I like to have 50s. I like it broken down into categories for my bills. So I'm going to write those out later, but this is how I do my budget with me, guys. I'm sorry I got a little bit mouthy here. I don't know. I don't talk this much usually. So anyway, have a great day. You guys are awesome. And I'll be back on Monday with my mini Mondays and my 1 month ahead. Okay? All right. You guys have a great day. Bye-bye.